Rogue Stinger Hive detected. An agent needs assistance. Agent down. The enemy is acquiring the boost. The boost has been taken by the enemy. An agent needs assistance.
We're out of reinforcements. Hang in there. The rogues have run out of reinforcements. You can win this. A specialization supply drop has been arranged for you.
Rogue Hive detected. Rogue Stinger Hive detected.
Supply drop being claimed by friendly. The specialization supply drop is in friendly hands.
What's up, agents? Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 build video. Today's video is going to be one of the best support builds in TU11.1. I did make a similar build a couple of months ago. This is going to be an updated variant of it, updated version for TU11.1, and this is going to be for PvP and for PvE. If you're on console, this is going to be very strong on console as well. Do you guys want to give your teammates over 2.1 million armor and have high hazard protection whilst maintaining 72,000 armor regen and shooting chems at people and putting them under status effect constantly? This is going to be the build for you. I really do enjoy it. It works great in a team situation, especially in conflict, dark zone, and missions. So this is going to be the build that I recommend for anyone who wants to give their team a hand and give them some utility. So specialization, we're going to be utilizing technician. Why? Because of amped. There are a few ways to put the status effect on players or NPCs. I'm going to be using riot foam. There's only a couple of ways you can, a couple of statuses that you can actually use, because we're going to be utilizing galvanize. So we will go through that when we reach the backpack. So we also get Faraday field, which means our teammates will be immune to shock and disruption if they stay within 5 meters of the hive. So it's a little blue line, and as long as you're within where the blue line is connected to you, you'll be immune, which is very, very good. Also, we get 15% bonus armor while aiming a skill. We want to be as tanky as possible to be able to run around, regenerate our armor, be immune to any kind of hazard, to tank all the seeker mines, tank all the burn for our teammates, and give them huge amounts of armor so that they can DPS the enemy. So I'm going to be utilizing LMG and SMG. It's completely up to you what guns you use. Remember, my builds are templates for you guys to work upon to adapt to suit your own playstyles. So we're going to go through this build right now. 1.8 million armor. We are tanky. We give our teammates every 45 seconds 80% armor, which can be lower dependent on the PvP modifier. Also, we're giving another 40% armor every 10 seconds with Galvanize. You have to use Blind, Ensnare, Confuse, and Shock. That's why using Technician gives us an extra skill tier for whatever kind. If you want to use the Firefly, a Shock Trap, or Ensnare, completely up to you. I like the Ensnare because as long as you're within 20 meters of the enemy, you give your teammates a huge chunk of armor. So as you can see, I've got huge armor regen, high hazard protection as I've rolled it on almost every single piece, and we give huge amounts of armor from the nano plating from the tardigrade chest piece, and also Galvanize is a very nice talent. I recommend using it. So let's go through each piece and how this build actually works. So when you run around, the whole point of it is to stick with your teammates. We're going to be giving them huge amounts of armor so that they can dish out big damage. The Pestilence is great because if you riot from someone, they'll be stuck. You put a couple of bullets with your Pestilence, put them on the tech. It's progressive damage that spreads throughout the enemy team or the NPCs, which is very nice. I don't complain. I love this gun. Apartment is good for burst damage. It doesn't really matter. It's completely up to you. Just make sure you guys utilize the card custom. This is a very nice weapon that gives us an extra skill tier when you need it. Okay, so let's go through each individual piece. Now, I wanted to have armor regen. Let me quickly explain how this build works. You want to be a decoy for your teammates. Tank all the damage. Now, when you're taking damage from range, you'll be running around strafing. That's why on console this will be really good. Over 72,000 armor regen. Your armor will just keep getting refilled and refilled. Whilst the enemies are trying to shoot you, your teammates can focus them. You riot foam them. You give your teammates 40% armor every 10 seconds. It's crazy strong whilst incapacitating the enemy. And then if they need it, they get the tardigrade every 45 seconds, which is really, really nice. And hazard protection is important because if you see a guy shooting fire, you run in there, you tank it, because we are immune to fire. If we get more fire resistance mods and I roll hazard on my mask, I will be immune to fire with this build. You can choose which skills you want to be immune to because we've got a one-piece YAL. So let's go through each individual piece. Belston Armory for that 1% armor regen. I can roll hazard protection right here, so I can get an extra 10%. It doesn't really matter. Then armor regen, armor, ensnare resistance. Whatever mod you want to put on there, I'd recommend a resistance mod. If you want to be resistant to fire, it depends on the match or what mission you're doing. If you're doing stranded tanker, you want to be immune to fire. So you just put the right amount of mods on there. It's completely up to you. So for the chest piece, make sure you get this tardigrade. Very, very nice. If you use the specialization ammo, you actually remove the cooldown for all allies. So tip of the spear build with this maybe would be really strong. Tip of the spear 4-piece. Interesting. So this has got ensnare resistance mods, armor regen, explosive resistance, and maxed out armor. Then on the holster, golden gear 2-piece. Why? Because status effect 10% will help our status of our skill to put them under the ensnare for longer. I've got hazard protection, armor regen, and armor. Very nice. And armor regen is the set 2-piece, which is 1% extra. The backpack, I've gone for the YAL gear because it gives me 10% hazard protection. Hazard protection there, crit chance. Unfortunately, I would like to have armor regeneration. Burn resistance on the backpack mod. Then galvanize, applying a blind, ensnare, confuse, or shock to an enemy grants 40% of your bonus armor as bonus armor to allies within 20 meters, which is quite a decent distance to allies within 20 meters of that enemy for 10 seconds. So that after 10 seconds, the armor goes away, and then you can do it instantly again. There's no cooldown. All right, so the gloves, the golden gear, another 1-piece, which makes up the 2-piece. Armor regen, hazard protection, and maxed out armor. Then we have, well, almost maxed out armor. The knee pads are going to be Emperor's Guard, extra 1% armor regen, hazard protection there once again, and armor. This brings our stats over here to 73.8k armor regen and 57 plus an additional 10%, so about just under 70%, 80, 90. We can get by just putting on 2 or 3 mods. We can be immune to whatever skill we want to, as long as you guys roll it on the mask where I didn't, and then put 2 mods, which will be 57 plus 10, 67 plus another 20, 77, 87. So it's completely up to you, dependent on how many mods you put on. You can make the cut if you guys want to. So let's say you're getting bullied and someone's putting you on fire or ensnaring you all the time, then you can just become immune to it. It's that simple. So as you can see, we've got 76. We're going to increase it. We only have 1 mod on the build. So over here, if you guys don't know, we get to put whatever mods we want. So let's have a look and see how far we can take this. So I can put another mod over here. Just keep going through it and have a look. 8.5%. So that's 8.6, 8.5. And then an additional 10%. So that's all ensnare mods. So this is, for example, if someone's bullying us, you need to be on the like changing this depending on what mission you're doing, and in conflict dependent on who your enemies are and what kind of skills they're using against you. And then remember, I can roll 10% on my mask. So now in-snare resistance is 84. We will be 94 when I roll this on my mask, which means I will be immune to in-snare as well. So I think that's really nice about this build. We haven't lost armor regen for putting another 2-piece Cheska, which gives us just 10% hazard protection. I feel like, and crit chance obviously 10%, but this is very nice. I think I've rolled it the right way. It works really well. So just let me know in the comments if it works for you, and yeah. So the skills I'm going to be using is the booster hive. Just make sure you put your best mods on it. This is going to cleanse myself and my teammates from their status effects that they are under. If your teammates are burning, you drop this. Goodbye, burn. Then the chem launcher is going to be in snare. I want to use the right foam. It's the easiest to use to proc and galvanize. You can use whatever you want as long as you remember there's a rule on the backpack for which kind of status effects you can use. So ensnare duration and then +1 ammo. So we'll go through the stats again. I will slowly go through them. Like I said, it's a sport build. We're not focused on crit damage or crit chance or damage. So you can pause the video if you want to look through some of these stats. And yeah, that's going to be the build. The skill haste is not too great. That's the only issue. But you make up for it for just surviving and spending a lot of time helping your team. So I love this build. I'm going to be using this every time I want to help my team. It's quite a fun job being the support in the team. You can give your team a lot of armor. If you use the bulwark shield, that gives you even more armor. It's crazy. So let me know if you guys would use this. How would you change it to suit your own playstyle? And with that being said, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll be seeing everybody in the next video. Peace out, guys.